going on? What's going on? All right. I know you see some a few new developments right here visually. We'll get to that in a minute. Meantime, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated, along with the like button. A couple things I wanted to talk about today. First thing, I'm pretty sure you've noticed, I put some new red race seats in my car. These are nice, man. I like them a lot. I got some cheap ass ones off eBay. Didn't spend too much money for them, and I'm glad I didn't, because these are not bad at all. Just goes to show you don't always need to spend an exorbitant amount of money to enjoy something. And the one thing I did notice about them, they were a pain in the ass to install. So if you get some shit like that off the internet, make sure you actually are a mechanic yourself, or you know somebody who can hook you up on the labor, because these shits is a pain in the ass to put together. It took me like a fucking week to figure that shit out, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it the whole time on the week. But anyway, moving on. In case you haven't noticed, in Baltimore, there's a new mayor after Catherine Pugh got the fuck out. She got out of there, and there's a new mayor named Jack Young, black guy who's the mayor of Baltimore, took Catherine Pugh's spot after she got basically resigned for all the charges of, the money problem she was dealing with and the whole book situation scandal that was happening. But anyway, this guy decides, if you haven't heard yet, that he's proposing to put a boxing ring down in Baltimore City so that all these people that have beefs can settle their problems. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a government employee say. That is up there with one of the stupidest things I've ever heard somebody say. And the reason for that is because these officials, man, is really messed up, because the reason we're in these situations with these officials making these stupid ass comments, and we keep getting these people put in there crooked and sideways as fuck, these motherfuckers all gotta go. Like, everybody in City Hall needs to be out ASAP if we want to actually see any improvement. The fact that Maryland is taking in all this money from taxpayers, all this casino money they promised us would go towards schools, and they're closing the schools down. I mean, I remember when I had saw on the petition or whatever it was, when I was voting, like, I think this was 6 or 8 years ago now, and they were petitioning to put a casino down in Baltimore, and they were saying the proceeds could benefit the schools in Baltimore, because a lot of the money will go towards schools. So I'm like, hell yeah, if the money's gonna go towards a school, goddamn right, put the casino down there. Man, that was one of the worst goddamn decisions we'd have made, man. Now that thing is down there. They didn't close like 4 schools since they put the damn casino down there. And then it begs the question, where the fuck is all the money going? You got some of these schools that can't even afford to heat the area, or they can't even afford to heat the school in the wintertime. And then you got a problem where in the summertime it's too fucking hot. They don't have any AC units. It's like, yo, where's all the fucking money going at? Where are you guys putting the money? Where are you guys putting the money? There's no excuse as to why we're dealing with situations like this, when we're supposed to be putting out all this cash that's supposed to be going to benefit schools. And I mean, it's like I said, it's the same problem that's always going to keep happening. You got corrupt officials. Nobody's looking, they're pocketing the money, they're putting money in different places. Baltimore's been notorious for scandals, for money, with the officials squandering money left and right. I mean, it's really stupid how this shit's been happening. And, people are wondering why all these mayors are getting in that don't actually give a fuck, or are not trying to solve the problems. A boxing ring ain't gonna solve shit. At the end of the day, there's still hella poverty, and the money and the resources are not being distributed properly. This is the reason we're having that problem. Anytime you have a poor area, or an area that needs to be addressed when it comes to monetary compensation, there's always high crime, whether it be white, black, Puerto Rican, doesn't matter, yo. Hey, fuck it, you can go overseas. You can go overseas to countries there's no fucking black people. No black people at all, and these motherfucking areas are so impoverished that these places, the crime is so rampant, you can't even go down the street and get a goddamn bowl of cereal, or fucking milk for a bowl of cereal without getting robbed. And you got areas like that, man. You got areas like that. You got people not trying to fix the problem. And this is going to be a constant issue until that problem's addressed. It's the lack of resources being circulated. But they're not going to address the money. Nobody ever wants to answer the question where's the money at? Nobody wants to answer that question. Everybody is quiet when they change the subject when that question comes. So, I mean, this is the reason we're not going to ever see a solution to that problem, man, because the people that are perpetuating that problem are the ones that are trying to come up with a solution without actually fixing the problem. So I mean, that's gonna be one of them situations where ain't nothing gonna happen with that. So it is what it is on that one, man. And no boxing ring gonna solve a motherfucker not being able to go downstairs or even go take a hot shower and shit because fucking water's off, or kids that are living homeless and shit don't have any money, or people that are hustling and selling crack just to put food on the goddamn table. That shit ain't gonna solve that shit, man. What the fuck is a boxing ring gonna do? Nothing. All that's gonna happen is you're gonna have a boxing ring sitting there and you still have people get shot. That shit ain't gonna make no difference, man. And it's crazy and it's appalling how stupid they think we are, that we're not, they think we can't figure this shit out. We already fucking know what the problem is. It's just, what can we really do about that shit? I mean, we can get out there and vote as much as possible, but on the same token, I don't even fully believe the voting process is 100% clean. I think that shit is suspect too. That's what I feel like. I feel like that shit is 100% suspect. You know, so that's pretty much my opinion on that. I don't think there's any out to that particular problem. What the fuck is this guy doing? Hold on. Fucking weird ass drivers in Maryland. But anyway, no, so moving on. Next thing I wanted to really talk about was the situation with the Airbnb Asian chick who called the black people that were using our Airbnb services monkeys. So if you haven't noticed, this was on, I believe it was on Twitter. It started to make traction on Twitter or Instagram. There was a female who was Airbnb-ing out a house, her own house, her and her Caucasian boyfriend. So there was 4 black people who came to stay in her place. So she goes ahead and I guess she realized they were black and it was 4 of them. There was a discrepancy about how many people were allowed to stay there. So it said 4, a party of 4 or something like that, and then 1 on the couch, which is 5 people. And she was saying no, only 4. What'd she say? Some I can't remember what the fuck she said. It was basically a back and forth. So she goes and says, well, you guys gotta fucking leave. And according to what the people said, who was the black people said, that she told them they gotta fucking leave, and she didn't want them there. She didn't feel safe. She thought they would steal her stuff. And these guys are all like fucking guys with college degrees and shit. You know, well-spoken dudes. They said they didn't get angry not one time. They didn't raise their voice at all. They had a disagreement about what was said, what was stated on the information about the Airbnb, but that's a disagreement. I mean, disagreements can be made without somebody being racist. So this broad turns around and says, well, which one of you monkeys is gonna stay on the couch? Bitch, what? That's crazy, man. But I mean, that shit happened in New York. It probably in one of them upstate areas, or it might have been in the city or whatever, but I mean, that shit's everywhere, man. Anytime you see, usually when I see an Asian chick with a white guy, man, I usually look at the two with a questionable point of view, because it's like a lot of times those Asian girls are worse than or more racist than the dudes they with. Like, yo, I've heard stories from white dudes, like friends of mine and shit, who have dated Asian women who they stopped fucking with the Asian girl because she was super racist towards black people. She would use all kinds of foul language and racist terms when black people weren't around. They were like, what the fuck is your problem, yo? Some of my friends are black. And it just goes on this long tirade about how that shit shouldn't affect them. Like, yo, at the end of the day, wrong is wrong. So that shit is that shit's interesting. I think the girl's name was Kate or something like that. I haven't found any of her information out, but I'm pretty sure Twitter will air her out, because they usually do that. If you get caught up on Twitter for doing something like that, they put your shit out there. So it ain't gonna be too much longer. Airbnb already got her the fuck up out of there, so it's only a matter of time before they find all her vital information and put that shit out in cyberspace. I mean, that's what happens when you be racist in public, man. I be saying that shit, yo. Yo, you cannot be racist these days and continue to make money. It's back to I said this shit during the Roseanne shit. You remember that video? Like one of the first videos I did. You can't be racist in America and continue to make money the same way you was. It's not gonna happen. The internet is too fucking vast and people are too inquisitive. So they're gonna find out who the fuck you are. They're gonna put you out there. So those are pretty much my points of views on both of those topics. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think a boxing ring is actually gonna solve any of the problems Baltimore has with shooting and gun violence? And what do you think about this Asian chick being racist to these black guys? Do you think she had a right to talk to him however the fuck she wanted to? Let me know in the comment section. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day. Y'all take it easy. Peace out.